Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the first video of our mathematics for matriculation, or what you can call as algebra for matriculation level. So in this video, we will learn some fundamental concept of algebra, and today in this video we will see and learn the real number systems that we will going use in our subject, throughout the subject. So it is very important for us to know what is real number and what type of numbers that we sometimes deal with it whenever we do algebra. So there are four types of numbers in real number system. The first number system is what we know as natural numbers, that we call as if we put it in the notation, mathematical notation, we put as the capital N is a set of numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So natural numbers is actually what we call as the counting numbers. The counting numbers that we use to count things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. It doesn't have any number between, let's say, 1 and 2. In natural numbers, there's no such thing as numbers between 1 and 2 in natural numbers. The second type of numbers in real number system is what we call as integers. The difference between natural numbers and integers is, the first thing is integers have 0 included in the set, where the natural numbers begin with 1 and not 0. The second difference between integers and natural numbers is the negative numbers are included. So in natural numbers we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, and all that numbers are positive. There is no negative numbers in natural numbers, but different with integers, we included the negative value of the numbers. So if we want to say 1, so in integers we have positive 1 and negative 1. The same thing with other numbers. 2, we have positive 2, negative 2, positive 3, negative 3 and so on. Another type of numbers in real number system is what we call as rational numbers. So rational numbers is basically numbers that have this kind of form, a divided by b, or a divided over b, in which a and b is integers. It must be integers. And as the name said, rational numbers have the form of fraction or in the form of ratio. So rational numbers is actually fraction, but sometimes fraction also can be written as decimals. So decimals in rational numbers usually have two characteristics. Either it will be terminating decimals, or if it's not terminating, it will be repeating. Examples of terminating decimal numbers is 1/8. If we convert it into decimal, it will be 0.125. So the decimal representation stops at the third place of decimal. This is what we call as terminating decimal. Non-terminating and repeating decimals, the examples are 1/3. If we convert 1/3 into decimal number, it will be 0.3333 and so on. The numbers are not stopped at any finite place of decimal place. It will go infinitely many numbers of 3 there in the decimal representation of 1/3. So usually if we have non-terminating decimal, we will, instead of we write the infinitely many decimal places, we usually make it short with 0.3 with bar on the 3. Bar on the 3 means that only the number 3 is repeating. Only the number 3 is repeating. Alright. The last kind of numbers in real number system is irrational numbers. Irrational numbers is just simply a number that cannot be expressed in terms of fraction or in terms of ratio. So example of irrational numbers, there are many irrational numbers, but the most famous numbers that actually irrational numbers is pi and square root of 2. If where we can see that actually the decimal representation of pi is 3.114159265 and so on. For square root of 2, we have 1.41421356 and so on. So for irrational numbers, the decimal representations are non-terminating and non-repeating. Non-terminating means that the decimal representation go infinitely many decimal places. It will not stop at at finite number of places. Non-repeating means there are no patterns that indicates that there are a few numbers that repeating in the decimal places. So means that we cannot write this decimal representation in the form of this one. That's what we mean by non-repeating decimal representations. So now we know already the four types of numbers in the real number system. So basically, this is the summary for real number system. So we have on the top there, we have the real number system indicated by capital R, and then inside real number system consists of rational numbers and irrational numbers. So irrational numbers, we only stops there. It doesn't have any more types of there. But below rational numbers, actually if we remember, rational number have the form of A divided by B, where A and B is integer. So actually rational number is integers. Basically it consists of integers, and integers consist of three things: negative numbers, positive numbers, and zero. So this is actually the real number system that we are going to use throughout the course of algebra for matriculation. So now let's see how actually numbers are located if we put it into one kind of diagram. So we use the real number line, where we draw a line, and then we located each number according to the origin, or usually we set 0 as the origin, and then move to the right of the 0 is the positive real numbers, whereas at the left side of the 0 of the origin is the negative real numbers. So here actually what we can see, all that contains all kind of the numbers that we learned just now. So here we have negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is what we know as natural numbers. 0, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3 is the integers. Numbers between 0 and 1 here is 1 over 2, and 1 over 2 is rational numbers. Whereas we have square root of 2 here between 1 and 1.5. Exponential constant between 2.5 and 3, and then pi after 3. So these three numbers are the irrational numbers that we cannot express in the form of ratio. So this is the real number lines where we present the location of every kind of numbers, every values in the form of a single line.